What's going on YouTube? This is Luke with Endless Entrepreneur, just coming to you guys with another video. Topic for today is to talk about building the right team for your eBay business or reselling business. I'm going to focus around eBay simply because that's what I do, but this can be applicable to anyone in a reselling capacity. If you're new to my channel, I'm a part-time eBay seller and a full-time corporate finance analyst. Build my business in my spare time and allocate fairly full-time hours to building that business. I mainly sell used clothing, men's and women's. I've got about 2,000 active listings on eBay, and I've been scaling up pretty quickly. And so this topic's actually kind of near and dear to my heart, and it's starting to be a lot more relevant for me. Thought it was a great time just, kind of openly discuss. Got some bullet points and tips that I'm going to go through that have been applicable to me and that I recommend for everyone. And then at the end, I'll allow for some kind of Q&A and back and forth on the topic. I'm just going to check real quick in the chat, make sure I sound all right. What's going on, guys? Thanks for stopping in. Let's say we got 20 watching live already. So I'm just going to jump right in and stick true to my format, give the content up front, and then we can have the Q&A and the discussion at the end. So hopefully this will bring some value to you. Also, for some context, I've been selling eBay very seriously for almost 4 years now, and probably for a decade semi-seriously. So one of the first ones that when you talk about building a team, and I think that sometimes this is overlooked when you're a one-man operation, right? So you have your own business, you have your own eBay business, you're just starting out as a part-time seller. And I think that, and I know I made this mistake, that's why I say I think that, is I waited way too long to think about and start planning for when I needed that team to grow. And right now I'm still the sole operator, and I've just added what I would consider 2 people to my team in different positions to help me with my business life and and the growth of my businesses. I view my YouTube channel, my website, my Instagram, those type of things as like their own separate kind of brand and business that I'm starting to grow. And then I also have eBay, and then I'm interested in real estate. So those are kind of the 3 the spheres that I'm in. So I'm going to kind of relate and talk to those, but I want to talk about eBay first because they all springboard off of that, and there's a reason for them. And before I even get to like the team members, I want to talk about the internal team members. And I think that we overlook this sometimes. Is the very first thing that I've looked to, and which has been huge for me, is having the right support, whether it's from home or like close friends or people that you interact with on a regular basis. Is just having 1 or 2 kind of rocks that understand what you're doing. You can not necessarily bounce things off of, but at least you can share in that journey. They might not be helping you in it. They might not be a part of it directly, but it's something that you can share your successes with, that celebrate your wins with. When you have rough times in it, you can bounce things off them. For me, I have Shannon, my fiance, and it's just absolutely perfect. She understands what I'm doing. She's supportive of what I'm doing. I can have conversations with her about it. She might not understand to the fullest depth of something that, a reason I'm upset about something, but she's there to listen. And, it's just having that person in place, I think, is huge as a reseller when you're thinking about your team. And I think that sometimes when we think team, we think of only employees. And I think that that's, for me, the team means so much more when you talk about building your business team, especially as an entrepreneur in any capacity, whether part-time or full-time. So that's the first one, is just figuring out who that is in your life, who's it's going to be, and getting that nice rapport with them, I think is huge. I mean, absolutely beneficial and will benefit the long-term growth of your business without a doubt. The second is finding people that are like-minded within the reseller community. And so I kind of think of it as like your warm market, right? Like your family or friends. And then that next layer in insulating yourself with a team is finding like-minded resellers. And most of the time it's going to be remotely, right? It's going to be connecting with someone through Instagram or YouTube or a Facebook group or any of the multiple options out there. But I think that having 2 or 3, at least 1, but I even say 2 or 3 to have different perspectives and models and ideas to bounce things off of as you grow as an entrepreneur and as a seller in your business, it's critical. Since I started talking to other resellers, pretty much the end of 2016, it's like December 2016, January 2017, I started really reaching out. I started my YouTube channel, started connecting with other resellers. And, names like, Jason from Prop Sales and Tino, the Soul Advisor, and Chris from 10K on the Bay, even Casey, the Rockstar Flipper, and Steve Rakin, and, all these YouTube personalities. And in addition to that, I've reached out to all these people through other Facebook groups who don't necessarily have YouTube channels, but I can bounce ideas off of. And you start to get like best practices and mistakes they've made. You can bounce ideas you have off them. And that just accelerates the growth of your business. And I view them as team members of my business, right? And I think that we sometimes forget about that too. It's right. Those people you interact with, they're adding value to your business. They are still a team member. They're not a paid employee, but interacting with those peers and making that a part of your regiment, I mean, that's networking for your business, right? One way or the other, that's what it is. And I don't think that should be overlooked. reselling especially eBay can be a very lonely business if you're the only one in it. You're never talking to anyone about it. You're never sharing ideas. Your business can shrink. Like, you can definitely get very narrow-sighted and not see the changes around you because you're just kind of head down, not paying attention to everyone else and what the market's doing and what other people are doing. And I just think it's so huge to stay connected on that next level. So it's like, first, family, friends, getting anchored there. Second, finding like-minded resellers in, whether they're near you geographically or just in a Facebook group, whatever. Insulate yourself there. So now you have 2 layers of support around your business. These are not paid people. This does not cost you anything, right? But you're building the right people around you, the right mentality around you, right? The right support around you. And that, I think, is just so vital to being successful. And this year, especially with the goals I've set, it's leveraged and been enormous for me in growing towards and growing into it and through all the challenges. So I can't recommend that enough for people to really take a step back, look at who it is you share those experiences with, each of those kind of layers, that internal family, friends, and then the external, more like peers. Evaluate it and maybe make some changes or add or subtract or whatever it is for you personally. I really challenge you to do that because I think it can have great benefits. So now I'm going to get to more of like where I think everyone who clicked this video was probably thinking, all right, employees scaling, which I think is very relevant and I do want to address as part of this because that's kind of where I'm starting to get to. And the next one to me is your accountant. Right? If you are going to be a serious business owner and you have plans to grow at any capacity, even as a part-time seller, right? Even if you just plan to stay part-time forever, you still have to consider all the tax implications of adding income, self-employment income on top of a W-2 income, right? There are strategies to maximize and reduce your tax burden and maximize your wealth. And those strategies, a lot of times working with an accountant, an expert in that field, having them as a partner, as a planning agent, as you grow into whatever ventures you want to get into, from eBay into something else, maintain eBay, growing something else, whatever it is, having that accountant and that partner that you trust and can grow with as you grow and can bounce ideas off of and plan ahead. Like, I think, to me, outside of the friends and the reseller community, that is the next most important thing that you can add in there, even before employees. Because they're going to help you plan for the employees, right? They're going to help you plan for the costs you didn't think about. They're going to help you plan ahead for the growth that you're not sure about. They're going to help you plan for all those things that you're unsure about within your state, federally, all these different things that you might not know about. And you can research all you want, but at the end of the day, being in lockstep with that person as you grow, because you're going to get to a point where handling your taxes on your own might not be a good idea, right? You might get big enough. Don't limit yourself. You might grow big enough that you need that. And I just think it's so huge and important, and you're leaving a lot of money on the table. I think people look at the cost of the account and go, oh man, I can't afford that. But if you look at all the money that you're probably paying in, or you could be reinvesting a different way and avoiding paying taxes on, by paying that person up front, it far outweighs the cost of having the accountant. And that's just been my experience over the last 2 years. And my ambition is real estate. And so this is just kind of like my second recommendation with this is my ambition is real estate. So I picked an accountant who specializes in real estate investing. I handle more of the eBay side of things. I mean, he knows how to do the e-commerce stuff, but like I spend a lot of time familiarizing myself with the nuances. I work with him to leverage my eBay into my real estate and my future ambitions in that. So that's how I've planned the future growth. Everyone's going to be different. They're going to have different plans, but I think that's really important to think about. So we've got, just to backtrack here, we got family, friends, we got reseller, kind of peers, community, and then an accountant. And like, I'm just kind of drawing those circles, those bubbles and I think about it as insulating yourself, right? You're the entrepreneur, you're the owner, you're running your company, your eBay business. And you start insulating yourself with the key people who drive you forward and make you better and make you efficient and productive. And so then let's get to the next layer and what I would view as employees. Now, I haven't got to that stage yet. I've had a couple of people work for me one-off, like, more of like a 1099 subcontractor type, thing where I'm just paying them a per piece rate or an hourly rate here. Nothing significant, nothing steady, very, very minimal. So haven't had a ton of experience with that. But I will say, when you start to pick that person, like, count on that in this business, turnover is probably going to be faster than in other businesses. And just from talking with other resellers who have employees, that's something to think about. Think about that working in lockstep with your accountant as you plan to bring them on in the best way possible with payment, compensation, all those things are really important, right? Before you even select them. And then 2, selecting the type of employee that's going to grow your business the right way. And, for me, I first was like, man, I really need to get someone to help me with photos and the listing part of it, right? Because sourcing is kind of the bottleneck, but it's still really hard to teach someone to source. I can buy in bulk. I can leverage that more of my time. Listing photos, I can't. But what I realized when I took a real step back and I started thinking about, all right, I work full-time. I build my business part-time around weird hours when it's going to be hard to hire or contract someone to do those things that I'm looking for. Not that it's not impossible, and I will be experimenting with it. But I said, where are some other areas in my time that I can free up so that I can do those things more than I'm doing now? Because those are the highest value add to my eBay business: listing, prepping items, all those things, pictures. That's going to add the most value. So then I started taking a step back. I'm like, all right, well, where are the other areas that I can leverage that? So I looked at my social media, because I view my YouTube and those different things, and Instagram have kind of become a brand and a business in itself that I'm looking to grow, and I really enjoy doing it. It's like a perfect balance to that in eBay for me. But I was like, well, maybe that's a good spot where I can free up some of my time I spend on that so that I can spend more time doing the guts of my eBay business. So I very recently, this month is the first month I'm doing it. I've subcontracted with my graphic designer I've worked with on and off on like a per job basis, and he's charging me a monthly fee, and he's maintaining my website for me. So I'm posting blogs, like I do the Live at 5. He's reposting those blogs to my website, endlessentrepreneurs.com. He's helping me if I add any page changes or format changes, or if I interview someone and wanted to put a spotlight up about them, whatever it is, he's doing that for a fee. So to me, that freed up so much time, because I was always trying to upload those things and change them, and I didn't enjoy doing it, and I was probably way slower than he would be. And so I freed up all that time so that now I can list more items in the morning. And he's designed the exact templates I need for things. Just he sped up all these areas where I was spending probably double the time, and now I can leverage that back into my eBay business. So I think kind of the lesson, not even lesson, but just kind of summarizing that statement is just don't always think to grow your eBay business and to scale it, you need employees in your eBay business. Maybe you need employees or help or subcontracted help in other areas of your life or other things you're working on to free up time for you to work on your eBay business. And I think that sometimes that can be a really good way around to ease into it and to start scaling your time, because at the end of the day, you're just trying to scale your time. That's not necessarily just your eBay business. So that's really what I want to talk about today. Is I'm really excited because I just shifted to a monthly model with my accountant, which I'm really excited about, having like tax planning calls and strategizing and looking at properties that we're thinking about, and not just for me, but for me and Shannon, because we're into this together. And then doing the monthly model with my designer is freeing up time there, and so I'm spending more time on the eBay business. And so it's exciting for me, kind of juggling the different things and seeing how I can leverage that time. And I thought it was a really cool way just to share that with you guys as I go through the experience, the mistakes, the good things, the bad things. But that's where I'm at. Hopefully this added some value to you guys today. Hopefully it resonates a little bit with where you're at, no matter what size your business is at. You can start thinking about those things. So I'm just going to switch over to chat. We got 60 watching live. I really appreciate everyone stopping in. I do want to put a plug in right now before we go to Q&A that later today, 9 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be on Hustler Hacks YouTube channel with Glenn Zubia. We're going to be talking about diversifying income streams, kind of appropriate with this show topic. But super excited. This has been in the making for a little while. He's got an awesome channel, awesome content. I'm just really looking forward to being on his channel. So if you're around 9 p.m. Eastern, jump over to Hustler Hacks YouTube channel and say hi. But let me jump over here, see what we got going on in the chat. Nifty Thrift said, my inventory organizer needs to be fired. It's me. It's all me. Nice. Hi, everyone. Let's see. So Edward said, I'm taking Wade Ventures advice and putting the eBay app on my wife's phone. Hopefully the sales notifications get her interested in getting involved and get why I do it. Hey, that's pretty cool. That's a really good tip, just to kind of see her get that. Those notifications and the money and the cha-ching, it definitely can be addicting hearing that for sure. Let's see. Let's see if there's any questions here. Yeah, thanks for stopping in, everyone. I see a lot of people saying, glad they caught me live. I'm glad you guys could too. Just like there's a ton of questions, so it's cool. Like I'm totally good with that. I wanted to come to you guys with a quick video before I went live later, because I'm getting ready to travel, and that was kind of the other reason to do the video. Is tomorrow I won't have a Live at 5 video again. Unfortunately, I didn't today. I had to work like a 12-hour day at work yesterday, so I wanted to sleep and not get sick, so I slept in today. And I won't have another one the rest of the week. I'm traveling for one of my really good friends' weddings that I'm in this weekend. Really excited about that. So I'm going to be out of commission as far as Live at 5s in the morning. I'm going to vlog it. I have a pre-recorded haul video. I'll shoot out to you guys probably maybe tomorrow or Friday. And I may do a short video if I can on Saturday, but we got the wedding. I'm excited about that. And I won't be back until late Sunday. So probably no more Live at 5s until Tuesday morning. and back to normal schedule the rest of August. I don't have any other trips planned the rest of the month, so I'll be really, hardcore going the rest of the month, trying to finish strong. See, a lot of people have just said thanks for all the content lately. I really appreciate it, guys. Seeing your guys' comments and the kind words, it really does motivate me. It makes me feel like it's worthwhile doing this. I learned so much from you guys, so I appreciate those kind words. And also, caveat, if I haven't answered your comments the last couple of days, I'm planning on doing it on my road trip. I'm going to be in the car for 10 hours, so it's the best time for me to reply to comments. So don't think I'm ignoring you. I know I normally get right back within a day or so, but I'm going to answer everyone's comments all at once during that road trip. Michael Parr said, do you place the money you collect for taxes in a different PayPal account? So I'm going to spin you for a little bit on this one, Michael. I actually don't charge for tax. I just pay what I owe in tax. So technically what I'm saying is that my flat price is fixed into whatever I'm charging. And the only reason I know that is because I wanted to pay my sales taxes last month and realized I didn't have the setting checked in eBay to charge tax for my interstate sales. So I'm going to be changing that, but I just want to be honest and transparent. I am paying my taxes. I just wasn't charging that forward to the buyer. I just was absorbing it and paying it as a business expense to the state of North Carolina. But answer your question, no, I don't separate it, and I won't separate it either going forward. I just know what it is. It's a very small amount of sales because it has to be, the way North Carolina state works is it has to be sales of someone in North Carolina. Any other sales aren't applicable. Let's see. Someone said you need to have kids. I've put my 11-year-old to work sorting postcards and putting the stamps on envelopes. That's awesome. Yeah, I no kids yet, but definitely in the future. We're looking forward to them. I don't know if I'll make them work right away in the eBay business, but at some point. Slicekeeper said, is there a way to sell items on eBay and get paid in Bitcoin? Does anyone know? I have no idea about that. I use PayPal because it's the most secure for me. That's just my personal opinion. Brittany's in the chat. She said, perfect topic for what we have been going through. We all need to get together. So motivating to have friends who know what you're going through and understand the hustle. I totally agree. And Brittany flipping awesome in the chat. She's from here, Charlotte area. So lots of Charlotte resellers I'm starting to meet and learn about here. It's awesome to share ideas. And we definitely, I know they're going to do a meetup sometime in September, I think in South Carolina. Unfortunately, I'm not positive, but I may not be able to make it if it's the weekend I think it is, because I think I'm going to be out of town, but we'll see. Hey, Bob, thanks for stopping in. No worries. Bob Boyce is in the chat. I'm actually getting ready to wrap up here without feeling too many other questions, but I really appreciate everyone stopping in. I think it's a worthwhile topic just to understand and think about as we grow. All right, I don't see any other questions, guys, so I am going to wrap up and call it good here. Again, I'm going to be on Glenn Zubia's channel, Hustler Hacks, at 9 p.m. Hope everyone joins us and stops in. It's going to be a really cool topic on diversifying income streams. He's got a ton to offer. He's just full of knowledge, and I'm actually excited to pick his brain a little bit. So hopefully we'll see you over there, and looking forward to it. And Diego, I sleep at night, and I sleep for 6 hours usually. I get that question a lot. The whole when do you sleep? I try to sleep at least 6, sometimes 7. I actually slept 7.5 this last night. So it just depends on the day. But I'm usually up about 4:45 typically. All right, guys. Thanks so much for stopping in. Have an awesome evening. Hit that like button on the way out for me if you don't mind, and subscribe if you aren't yet. And check me out on Instagram, Endless Entrepreneurs. Have an awesome evening, guys. We will talk soon.